Today on Vinyl Chef Steve, I'll show you how to put together and bake a fresh chive, potato, and prosciutto pizza with a roasted garlic and chive bechamel sauce. Vinyl Chef Steve here, and today's recipe was inspired by something in my garden. Nothing's more beautiful than these chives that just came back from last season. I can't believe how strong they've come back and how beautiful they look. They're so green and just heavenly. We're actually gonna bake a pizza today centered around these chives and some other key ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and actually create an entire recipe around these simple little things. So you can get chives at pretty much any grocery store or farmer's market. So what we're gonna do with them today is we're going to make pizza. Yeah, I've been on a pizza kick lately. We're gonna use a white sauce. The white sauce is gonna be roasted garlic and chive white sauce for the pizza. Our toppings are gonna be some baby red, purple, and white potatoes that we're going to slice and place on our pizza, along with some goat cheese and some prosciutto. And we'll be finishing off the pizza, of course, with the star of the show, the chives. In just a moment, we'll go ahead and show you how to roast the garlic. Then I'll proceed to show you how to make the bechamel for the white sauce that will go on our pizza. If you want to use a store-bought dough, you can use a store-bought dough. If you want to make your own dough, I also have videos for how to make your own dough, pizza dough, by hand. Or if you do happen to have a stand-up mixer, like a KitchenAid, you can make dough in about 7 minutes in that as well. But both of those videos are up for how to make dough. All right, so let's begin. The garlic. We're gonna roast this in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes. All right, you're gonna take your head of garlic and you're gonna cut it in half, almost in half, kind of 3/4 of the way to the top. Just wanna open up the cloves. You wanna expose most of the fatter part of the cloves, leaving the thinner, little bit smaller part there. Okay, take some foil, your garlic, some olive oil, get it all over there. It's soaked down in there. Same on this side. Take the foil, fill it up. This goes into the oven for about 45 minutes at 375. Seriously though, have you ever seen more beautiful chives? There's literally not a brown spot on them. They are absolutely just begging to be cooked with. So you're going to finally dice 2 bunches of chives, and our garlic is done. Now we're going to squeeze the cloves out of the husks onto a cutting board and proceed to mash. Melt 1 stick of unsalted butter into a large saucepan until completely melted. Then add 95 grams of all-purpose flour and whisk until moistened completely. Turn off the heat and thoroughly stir in a half cup of whole milk. Then stir in the remaining 3.5 cups of milk, whisking until flour and butter mixture is incorporated. Add a ½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Whisk over medium heat for about 5 to 8 minutes until the mixture thickens. Then add your roasted garlic and chopped chives. Season with a heaping teaspoon of salt and ground black pepper to taste. All right, so we've got our roasted garlic and chive Béchamel pizza sauce prepared, and what we have left are the toppings for the pizza, which are going to be any kind of potato that you like. I was at the market today and I saw this big bag of these multicolored potatoes. I got some new potatoes, white and red, and some purple potatoes, so opted for a little bit of color. We've got some nice prosciutto here, freshly sliced from the deli, and some good goat cheese that we're going to top as our cheese of choice. And then about 1/8 of a cup reserved of your fresh chives. And these will go on the pizza when it comes out of the oven. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you now how to assemble the pizza. I'll show you how to get these sliced quickly and to what thickness you'll want to slice them so that they brown up a little bit, still have some texture, don't turn into potato chips. And then we'll move on to pizza assembly. Yeah. All right, so before we start, I want to give a little shout out to my sister for providing us with this wonderful, believe it or not, yeah, this is Tupperware. Yeah, they're still going strong. And this is known as a mandolin, and not the kind you're thinking, but it's definitely a useful tool in the kitchen. And I like to use it when I do things like this, when I slice potatoes for something like pizza. It gives me an even thickness throughout. Consistency is what I really look for when I use the mandolin. So it can be very dangerous. The blade is extremely sharp, so this is a must. I see some chefs just confidently go like this with, you know, a cucumber until they get asked a question and they turn away, and next thing you know, there's a finger on the cutting board. So yeah, definitely use the safety guard. I'm going to show you how to do this. So some nice slices. So if you can see that, that's about the thickness that you want to get. On the mandolin, it's I think like number 4. So we'll continue to slice these things up and just get enough to cover the pizza. If you're interested in purchasing one of these mandolins or any Tupperware, just message me and I'll get you in touch with my sister. We got our potatoes. That's about as many as you need right there. And just take these and throw them in a bowl. And then we're going to toss them with a little bit of olive oil, just so they don't dry out too much in there. Pinch of kosher salt in here, and a little bit of cracked pepper. Potatoes taste good when they're seasoned. Go ahead and just toss them around. Try to get them all coated with oil. And you can just set these aside until we're ready to top our pizza. Time to assemble our pizza. We've got our pizza peel, lightly dusted with some semolina flour and some regular all-purpose flour. Got our toppings ready here, and going to go ahead and get our pizza dough out. So there's our dough been rising. It's nice and proofed. Just gonna take it out of here and drop it in some flour real quick. Make sure your oven has been preheating for at least an hour at its highest temperature, along with your pizza steel and or pizza stone prior to baking your pizza. Make sure your sauce has cooled before placing it on your pizza dough. potatoes on there. Into our oven. There it is. Now we're going to put the rest of the toppings on. Our prosciutto, I want to put that on lastly because we don't want that to dry out. So we're going to go ahead and just put it on here. However much or however little you like. Strips. Kind of want to make sure you get some in every bite. Some there. There. We like prosciutto, so we'll probably put a pretty fair amount on there. One more piece. Maybe right there in the center. Back here. Yeah, that's good. And then we're going to go ahead and top it with the remainder of our chives that we had, remember? So you can put as many of these on there as you like. And we'll go ahead and cut it up. Lastly, I love to finish a pizza like this with some really good quality finishing olive oil. Just drizzle it on there, just like that. That's heaven. You can top it with Parmesan cheese or whatever you like. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this baby. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah. Look at that. Look at gorgeous pizza. Beautiful crust. Look at the nice open crumb in that crust. Yeah. Perfect. I'll give this a try. The recipe's in the description. All the measurements and everything. So thanks for joining me. This is Vinyl Chef Steve. See ya.
Oh, shumare, le, 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 mare. Oh, shumare, le, le. Oh, shumare, le, 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 mare. Oh, shumare. Oh, shumare, le, 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 mare. Oh, shumare, le, le. Oh, shumare, le, 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 mare. Oh, shumare. Eu tive um sonho